listening to Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
All right, welcome to Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. joining y'all tonight, and again, we are going to be talking Project Marvel. We shared a link, well, actually a video over the weekend, actually yesterday, from a San Antonio Councilman McKee Rodriguez, and very interesting quotes and very interesting perspective for Project Marvel. We want you guys to chime in. It's just going to be you and I tonight. Coach Gio is off. He's going to be back tomorrow, but pretty big firestorm of news coming out from the Friday City Council meeting. We're going to get to that, but as you just saw, Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea passed away last week, so paying a little bit of tribute to him. And I will say, you know, we tend to talk about, you know, everybody that's passed away. You know, most recently was Ozzy Osbourne, Malcolm Jamal Warner. We've had other people that have passed, you know, we've paid tribute to them on the show as well. Hulk Hogan, no matter your feelings behind Hulk Hogan, no matter what he's done, you know, everybody has a past. Let's be real. Nobody's perfect. At the end of the day, you know, he's the reason why a lot of us, especially me, grew up and became wrestling fans. The biggest heel turn that we've ever seen in America, because I think if you remember, the NWO was originated over in Japan, New Japan Wrestling. They did something similar to that. But the biggest heel turn that we've ever seen in the States, and probably if you want to go overall wrestling, happened when the NWO was formed. Obviously, Hulk Hogan was the third man, you know, at Bash at the Beach. So he was a wrestler that brought a lot of fans, you know, into the wrestling side of things, the wrestling world. So again, Hulk Hogan did pass away. Rest in peace to him, you know, prayers to him, for his family as well. And again, at the end of the day, I saw a lot of people on social media posting stuff. Hey, that is your choose to post, your choice to post anything you want. That's perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, he is a human being. He has a family. Just got to move on from it. But again, rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, brother. All right, so getting back to what we were talking about here, it is Rudy Campos Jr. Sweep the League. Be sure to go to our YouTube channel. All you got to do is search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button so you are not left out. What do we have? We have the big show, Sweep the League TV. We have Grading the Market. That's with Jacob, Eric, and Anthony. They do a fantastic job grading the market. Also, the hottest show on the network, on Sweep the League Network and Plead the Sith TV on YouTube is Plead the Sith. And guess what? Tomorrow night, yours truly is coming for a second serving of Plead the Sith. So I will definitely be on tomorrow night. What do we have? We have a whole menu, a whole smorgasbord of topics to get into, anywhere from restaurant etiquette, tipping etiquette, this generation's etiquette, driving, you assholes out there that drive like crazy. I've got a lot to say to you. You know, the great thing about when you walk into a dealership, ask them what I ask them. Do the cars have the option of a blinker? And when they look at you like you're crazy, say, I'm asking because nobody uses a damn blinker in town. I'm wondering if that's an option so I can pay less for this car. We're going to get into all that tomorrow. Plus, Sith wants to ask me some generational talk. You know how I feel about generational talk. Bella on the generational talk. We're going to get to it all tomorrow. Let's get to y'all's comments here. Leha, let's get it. I'm going to give you a quick shout out in a second here. Leha, live and in full effect. Appreciate it. Harry Austin, evening, Rudy. I appreciate you. I love the SAFC logo you got there. We're going to get into that talk here in a minute. Rest in peace to the Hulkster. Yes, sir. That Hulk Hogan versus Rock at WrestleMania 18. Yeah, I mean, Hogan provided, again, politics aside, all that other crap aside, Hogan provided the entertainment that we all loved as kids growing up. So you got to give him a shout out there. Rudy, how come some say he was not a good wrestler and was ultimately overrated in the ring? What did I miss? Hogan was very limited. Now, you can say he was like, what, Jey Uso from back in the day? I mean, he's very limited on moves, but he was a charismatic person. He was bigger than life. You know, the storyline between him and Andre the Giant was, I mean, that's what sold everything, you know, after Hulk Hogan lifting up the Giant, you know, body slamming him, getting the pin. he was just a larger than life. He had the personality, he had the characteristic, the charisma. He had it all in order for wrestling to get into that next level, into the mainstream side. Opened up many doors for them to go into the, the Stone Cold, the Attitude Era, the Stone Cold era, with The Rock, and then you've also got with the Monday Night Wars, WCW, obviously the term for the NWO. He he pretty much was the epitome of wrestling going forward and making the differences and the change, like making the changes, basically becoming wrestling to what it is today. And that's through Hulk Hogan. I mean, he's one of the guys that you can look back and say, you know what? It was him. It was Ric Flair, Sting for a while there. I mean, wrestling was such a good in a good spot. We didn't know how much it was going to blow up. And of course, Monday Night Wars, that's when wrestling just blew up even more. So yeah, I mean, he was, I mean, not a very tactical wrestler. So, I mean, very limited, on wrestling moves. But hey, at the end of the day, you were watching the pay-per-views when Hulk Hogan was on, all these WWE pay-per-views as well as WCW. I was more of a Flair guy and followed WCW over Hogan and WWF. I loved WCW from back in the day. I was a big Great Muta fan. I loved the Great Muta. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. I still remember Halloween Havoc where they have that big O cage and they decided to put the electrical cage on top. And I remember Muta getting shocked over that kind of thing. But for me, you're going back in the days where it was the Great Muta, it was Sting, Ric Flair, obviously. You had the Steiner brothers back then. Harlem Heat was there as well. Doom, if you guys remember Doom. I mean, there was just a whole lot of good characters and a whole lot of good wrestling when it came to WCW from back in the day. Loved it too. Locked on here. Rudy, where do you rank Hulkster Mount Rushmore? He's got to be on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, it. That goes to like talking about GOAT talk and NBA and all this other stuff. People are going to have different Mount Rushmores when it comes to every sport. For me, yeah, Hulk Hogan definitely has to be on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, you just see the type of, the type of how would you say it? I mean, the impact that he had on wrestling. He's on the Mount Rushmore. Could you put him number one? I mean, possibly, because Hogan, transitioned everything into, like I said, the Monday Night Wars. When he turned heel for WCW, went to NWO. That heel turn, triggered the Monday Night Wars, and that's where the Attitude Era started to come in. So, I mean, he's got to be on the Mount Rushmore for me. Probably has to be up at the top one or two, and Harry's right, has to be on the Mount Rushmore. Harry says Four Horsemen, Dusty Rhodes, Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express with Jim Cornette, the Road Warrior. I forgot about the Road Warriors with Paulie Ellery. The Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express. I mean, who else? Dusty Rhodes. I know Ricky Steamboat was in there for a little while too, if I'm not mistaken, in WCW. Obviously, Lex Luger was there as well. I mean, then you kind of transition to the newer guys, where obviously it was Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko. One of my favorite guys back in the Monday Night Wars was Ultimo Dragon. I loved Ultimo Dragon. It's just a lot of great guys that were wrestling over in WCW. Shout out to Harry. Appreciate that. And on WTBS, just as much easier to watch for the Air Trend. Exactly, man. Great comments. I appreciate that. Let me get back to Chris Leha, proud sponsors of Sweep the League, MCS General Contracting. You want to be sure to make them the first call every time. Why? Because Leha's about the people, man. He's going to get out there. He's going to do the job right the first time. And that's it. I mean, you're not going to have to call him back for anything because it's done right the first time. It's guaranteed. It's backed by Sweep the League, and it's backed by everybody that's already used them. It's a 5-star company, top-rated company, highly rated company, highly recommended company. And you know what? I'm telling you right now, that is the only call you will ever have to make, and that is to MCS General Contracting. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League, and Leha's in here. So I want to give a quick shout out before we go into Project Marvel talk here. This past Saturday, my family and I were honored to be at the SAFC game. Chris, he hosted it for us. It was an amazing game. I know it ended up in a tie. It was 2-0 until the very end. Sorry, SAFC guys. I don't mean to bring up, old shit, but it ended up being a tie. It was a great game, great atmosphere. I used to cover SAFC. I did a couple of soccer games where I covered them, but to go and to be a fan, and the experience was phenomenal. My family and I are going to be going to more SAFC games because it was just, the atmosphere was great. Loved it, loved it, loved it. The crowd was amazing. We loved it. So I give a huge shout out to Chris, man. Appreciate you for letting us be out there, for hosting us at the SAFC game. And we're looking to do it many, many more times, man. Appreciate you 100% out there. Harry Leja's a cool dude. Even though I took him out this weekend, I'm going to let y'all decide on that here. And Jacob Aragus, yeah, we left. And yeah, we ended up leaving. And when we left, that's when they scored their 2 goals and tied the game, man. Matt Gomez, y'all are always welcome back. I appreciate it, Matt. Dude, that was a great time. I didn't actually make it to the tailgate part, but I plan to go, again, and maybe we can hit up the tailgate because I just seen the pictures from Sith and then from Leja and everybody. It just looks like an amazing time. Amazing time. I actually liked Toyota Field. It's just great. I'm going to shout out to Matt Gomez, Harry Austin, you guys out there that are out there all the time supporting SAFC along with Leja and everybody. Amazing time. Fantastic time. I appreciate you guys more than you guys know. So, I mean, appreciate everything. Lockdown Spurs, I missed out on meeting Gomez. I showed up late with Rudy. Yeah. Jeff and I walked in together, and I had to bring the muscle. So for these of you guys that know Jeff, he's got the big old muscles. That's the bodyguard, man. He was there to protect me and my family. So shout out to Jeff, man. It was a great time though. We're going to be rolling back more often than not. Necios and Sucios United. Yeah, exactly, man. Great, fantastic time. What are we going to do? So we kind of started a little firestorm, and it's not a bad firestorm. It's actually a pretty good firestorm. I'm going to try to do something here. I'm going to try to play the video alongside. You guys let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to kind of pause it. We're going to test it out. I haven't yet to use something like this before, so we're going to use it tonight. But let's get into the cheese, man.
So, like, I hear about the Spurs this y Spurs that, y como que esto y esta, pero I never hear about the real Spurs chisme. Dime, por favor.
All right, the Spurs Cheeseman. Shout out to the Spurs Cheeseman, girl. Appreciate you dropping that for us. But the Cheeseman is based around Project Marvel and what City Council member McKee Rodriguez had to say. It was a lot. And I don't know if I'm going to play the whole clip. I'm going to play bits and pieces. You guys let me know if you can hear it here in a minute. Matt Gomez, whenever y'all come back, I'm there. I appreciate that again, Matt. We will be making a trip back again for sure. I will let you know. Jeff built like the Hulk. I think the Hulk's intimidated by Jeff Garcia, man. Yeah, the Hulk's very, very intimidated. Damn, Jeff left the loop for Lejan. No, my, yeah, that's what he did, man. And yo, what's going on, Jonathan Pettis? Appreciate you joining us here tonight on Sweep the League. So, Project Marvel wise, now, you guys, let me know first if you can hear this. Drop a comment in there, just say yes or something in the chat. I'm gonna play it. Let me know if you hear it. Okay, so if you guys have been able to hear that, let me know. Like I said, I'm testing something out. If you're able to hear it, we'll move on with the video. If not, we'll definitely show you here. But this is what we posted. Okay, so Harry says, no, you can't hear it. Okay, so basically, we're going to get into Project Marvel talk here. Here's the thing. City Councilman McKee Rodriguez. Now, again, I'm going to go with this, and I'm going to be very, very blunt, very, very upfront. For those of y'all that know a whole lot about me and have listened to Sweep the League for many years, you guys know that we keep it transparent, we keep it real, we love you guys, and that's how only way we know how to be. So, City Councilman McKee Rodriguez is talking about Project Marvel, and he talks a lot about funding Project Marvel. How basically he wants, you've got billionaires, investors, you've got people that own the Spurs. He wants them to pretty much fit the bill for it. Now, the question we ask is why? The city's got to put up something, right? A lot of people say no. A lot of people say yes. Some people are kind of iffy. Here is the thing. And yeah, I'm going to shoot this real quick, man. Yeah, if you're in the chat, hit the like button. Shoot the like button. We want to get this, get the subscribers and everything up. We want to get everything up here. This is a lot of good stuff here. I appreciate everybody. And all y'all's comments, I see them. You know, you can't hear the audio. No worries. Jeff hangs out with these real assholes. Yeah, Jeff hangs out with us. Yeah, the bitches in District 2. Okay. Yeah, we'll get into that. I appreciate that comment, Leia. You know, y'all are getting here. Shoot, drop a like, drop, share, reshare, retweet, all that good stuff. But you've got the billion-dollar investors in the San Antonio Spurs and owners. Points that he's made out. Let's go through point by point here. Here's the thing. Project Marvel is a good thing for San Antonio. And full disclosure, I lived in San Antonio. I was born and raised in San Antonio. I was there, for the Alamo Dome being built. I'm pretty sure towards my early part of my working career, I was paying for it. I was there, obviously, when Frost was built. It was the AT&T Center. I paid for that as well. I mean, I was part of the taxes and all that good stuff. So I've been a part of a lot of stuff. Currently, right now, I do not live in the city limits. So will I have a vote in that? No, I have no vote. Nor will I tell you, the listeners, the fans out there, nor will I tell you how to vote. My opinion, my regurgitation of shit has no meaning on which way you guys should vote for Project Marvel. Everyone's an adult. If you're able to vote, you can vote. You don't need me or anybody who lives outside of San Antonio to tell you anything. You don't need me or anybody else that lives inside of San Antonio to get in your ear and tell you how to vote. You're all adults. You know how to vote. Simple yes, simple no. That's all it is. So you should be able to figure out what you want to do on your own. But full disclosure, yeah, I don't live in San Antonio city limits anymore. But where I'm coming in on this is this. Project Marvel, great design. Amazing design. It's going to have the Sky Bridge is going to go from, the new arena over to the dome. It looks like they're going to remodel the Alamo Dome. They're going to add a music district. They're going to add, entertainment district. They're going to be doing a whole lot of, food and, it's just going to be a part of entertainment side that San Antonio has never really had downtown, where you've got, Hemisphere Arena was there downtown. You're bringing it back. You are going to upgrade the dome. You're going to make a nice walkway. You're just going to upgrade San Antonio's downtown. On paper, on picture, on design, looks amazing. Looks great. Awesome idea. Awesome idea. But then you've got residents there. McKee Rodriguez brought up the point of the Airbnb owner, who is also an investor in the Spurs, Ipsia. Is he going to push residents out and set up Airbnbs there? Possibly. Remember, you've got people living in that area. There's houses in the area. There's apartments in the area. There's people living there. It's not like you can just go break ground and, hey, y'all are going to have to get up and move. We need this area. Eventually, the city will get it. But you got to remember, you're going to be pushing people out. You're going to be pushing residents out. So keep that in mind. And some residents are going to be displaced. He makes another point about Holt. We know the Holt family owned the Spurs. He makes a comment about, the Holts are going to use their equipment to build this new arena, to do the infrastructure. So without saying it, but trying to say it, it's kind of like double dipping. We're going to get paid. Whole family's going to get paid because of the equipment and the construction. Plus, they're going to get revenue. So, he brought up that point. What else did he bring up? Michael Dell. Now, I know Leha's been saying Dell sold off, $1.5 billion of shares for Dell. He sold that off. Could he be putting more in? Probably so. The end of the day is this. It comes down to, okay, you've got $1 billion multi-billion-dollar investment group in the Spurs. Do you, the city of San Antonio, do you want this project? That is the first question tonight. Overall, the first question we ask is going to be the last question at the end. But without getting into specifics about McKee Rodriguez's points, would you vote yes right now for Project Marvel? According to Councilman McKee Rodriguez, he says no. He would not. He did get a little bit of a round of applause by saying no, he would not vote yes for Project Marvel. It seems like there are a lot of residents who are not fans of Project Marvel. It really does seem like that. Let's get into some comments before we go on. I mean, the city had some play in making the deal happen to get the site from the Texan Culture or the Texan Institute. Yeah, they did. Matt is saying, "What's up, Harry?" Like how they have Michael Dell and the owner of Airbnb on the ownership side. They confront the money. Exactly. Now, I didn't see this, and if it happened, we will cover a tribute tomorrow. But Ryan Sandberg passed away today. I need to look that up. But again, I appreciate you sharing with that me. I grew up watching him, Andre Dawson, and Mark Grace all play for the Cubs. Ryan Sandberg. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. Appreciate that, Harry. The city is broken. I mean, city of San Antonio itself, the deficit is nuts. Great point. I'm going to bring that up in a second. Project Venezuela, check. Project Marvel X. Midtown. Yo, deadass, these politicians are reading my tweets. I think they're reading a lot of the tweets that we keep putting out. But they're not doing it to people to make it for themselves. But it's not him doing it, people doing it to make it for themselves. There's a shitload of Airbnbs downtown. The average San Antonio is already priced out of Southtown. Great point. Great point. You know damn well the construction company on the job will rent from Holt. There it is. You know they will. You are a part of construction, Leha. Leha, look into your own major department, SAPD, and Pueblo solid waste to waste more money on. Okay. That's what they can do as well. They also guarantee, I believe, 30% of the work for companies from San Antonio. The wealthy will make money on this non-matter what. The question is, do you want the Spurs to leave? Because they will. The city has to invest for the community aspect of this. True. The Spurs are not leaving. Rudy, the city is broke. Don't you think this will just send the city into more toilet? We're going to get to that. I know I don't think they go to Austin. To me, Seattle, OKC, or Vegas would be the location. Okay, that's what we're going to get into more. Love the comments. Love the comments. Keep them going. Keep them coming, man. Keep them coming. And then Leha's in here. The only time the team leaves is the wholesale team. So getting back to the city deficit part. Now, that's the other part that I was going to make up next. So the city is, if I'm not mistaken, according, and I'm taking snippets from McKee Rodriguez's comments here. And basically it is this. So the city keeps getting into deficit of $100 million a year, which, of course, if you do the math, which all of y'all are mathematicians, that's $1 billion in 10 years. San Antonio keeps getting more and more into debt. And like he mentioned, we keep continuing to get into debt. We keep continuing to, be hundreds of millions of dollars, millions and millions, and $100 million in debt yearly. Oh, but Project Marvel's on the table. Well, we have enough space, and this is his words, we have enough space to do the project. All of a sudden, we've got the capacity. All of a sudden, we're able to do this job and get it done. There's no more debt in San Antonio. Wink, wink. The city of San Antonio is in debt. That is the reason why councilmen and a lot of people want the billionaires to fund this project. That is the main reason why. Now, are we saying San Antonio doesn't want to help? No, we're not saying that. San Antonio is going to be there. They're going to help. But in this case, it goes to the question of, we help you. How do you help us? People point back to the Alamo Dome. Yeah, the dome's paid off, but it didn't quite do exactly what we expected the dome to do. It didn't bring an NFL team. Like they said, oh, we're gonna try for. No NFL team wants to come to San Antonio. It's just not. Now, could it attract an NFL team with Project Marvel once it's completed? The possibility might go up there. State-of-the-art facility. You upgrade the Alamo Dome because it does look like, if you look at the pictures and the design, the concepts, it looks like the Alamo Dome gets upgraded. But you bring in a whole new another entertainment district. So the possibility of the NFL looking at San Antonio went up a little bit because of Project Marvel. But nonetheless, the dome's here for, it's basically for UTSA football. Every now and then you got a soccer match, and oh hell, monster drams. That's all it really is used for. Concerts here and there. When Shakira doesn't cancel them, you got a concert here and there. So I mean, the dome does get some use, and it's paid off. Then you go to Frost Bank. Okay. Frost Bank deal, everybody had the idea. You're right next to, Freeman Coliseum. There's a golf course across the street. There ain't shit anywhere else. The idea was to bring the East Side all this, restaurants and bars, and just bring it on up. Last time I checked, that side of town is still that side of town. Nothing was done. So Councilman McKee Rodriguez asked the question, or basically stated the point. You're able to put all this money into Project Marvel. Why couldn't you put that money into the Frost Bank Center, upgrading it, and putting the rest of that money to help build the district? Good point. I'm not going to argue his point. That's a good point. Oh, but we want it downtown. Okay. So what becomes of the Frost Bank Center? I know it's going to be 2030, 2032 before Project Marvel is even basically completed. So it's going to be used. What happens after that? What happened and what becomes of the Frost Bank Center? Do you tear down the Freeman Coliseum and then the Frost Bank Center is used, for rodeos and smelling like shit from, end of January to early March? To me, that's a major downgrade to use the Frost Bank Center just for that. Again, my words have zero impact on anything that anybody in San Antonio votes for. You move, I saw the comment. You vote how you want. My words mean nothing. So what happens to the East Side? How much does SA lose if the Spurs leave? Projects have the deficit at $26 million next year and $156 million the following year. We are Oakland. Austin is San Francisco. A lot of comments, man. I'm trying to get everybody's comments here. Trying to get them all. Okay, so we've got Leha. The only way the Spurs leave is the wholesale as a team. The reason we are broke, blame San Antonio Fire Department. 10% of every department is going to them because now they want to give San Antonio Fire Department a raise. That's another object there. That's another thing right there. We keep getting a deficit. I totally understand everybody's complaints on that. How much does SA lose if the Spurs leave? We're going to get into that here in a minute. People say the city needs this to happen to bring in more money. So since the Spurs like big balls, the money stops coming in. Spurs success has a lot to do with a lot of stuff, but at the same time, there's ways around making this happen. We're going to get into that. City of San Antonio F themselves from winning a San Antonio Fire, waiting on San Antonio Fire Department. Rudy, this council member said the city has the upper hand versus the Spurs and daring them to leave. Are you buying that? Yes or no? I actually am buying that. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. Got a bunch of comments, man. I love you guys for jumping on here. There's a problem for San Antonio. If San Antonio does not step up, another city will step up. We have seen this over and over again. NFL's not coming to San Antonio. I never said they're coming, but they will get looked if that Project Marvel goes through, they'll get a peep. They'll open the blind. They'll crack open one of the blinds and look. That's about it. The Eastside F themselves, there's a mortuary by Frost. I guess it's only right to have a mortuary by the Frost Bank Center. Has anything been built at all? No. He's petty about the West Side. The other problem is the reason the city doesn't have any other major sports teams is because the Spurs don't want to share the city. That's been said a whole lot of times. Love this one. Move the Eisenhower Flea Market to Frost Bank Center. Wow. Can you imagine the rent that's going to be for Eisenhower Flea Market? Shout out to Gibson's Flea Market on Bandera Road, man, where I used to live down the street. It's not there. I don't even know if it's there anymore, but shout out to Gibson's. I used to love going to Gibson's. So how much are the Spurs costing the city of San Antonio by being greedy? Take that for data. Everybody, I love you guys joining here. So talking about, why didn't the Spurs help, the east side of town and grow that area? I don't have the answers to that. I don't know if anybody has the answers to that. But one thing that we know for sure, and it goes to this, is property taxes. So what does Project Marvel do? It's gonna raise property taxes on a town. And I get it. Oh, we are the 7th largest city in America. We are this. We're growing here. I get it. Just because we're a growing city doesn't mean the income for families is getting any higher. The people that tend to live around that Project Marvel area and that stay there, those property taxes are going to go even higher. You just increase property taxes there. There's a lot of older generation people that live in that area. Now, when I mentioned Cherry Street, don't get all you guys don't get a rub in there, rub a tug or whatever. We're not talking about that part of Cherry Street. But those people that live across from the Dome in that area, those property taxes, I mean, I'm sure they went up previously. They're going to skyrocket. That is a low income part of San Antonio. And it might be medium. I mean, I'm probably wrong. It might be medium income in there. It's no Alamo Heights or anything. But all those people, if you're raising property taxes around that area, which will happen, because what happens when you beautify the area, you have a right to raise the taxes on that. What happens to those people that can't afford those property taxes, those increases? You can't tell people to go out there and make more money. It's fucking impossible sometimes to go out there and just make more money. A lot of these people are retired. They're living off Social Security. I have family members that live off of Social Security. I have one family member that lives close to downtown. If it affects her, what the hell is she going to do? If she can't pay property taxes, you think the city is going to say, well, we understand you only make this much, but this is what the taxes are now, so you're going to have to pay. Something has to give. I commend city council because I think they see what can possibly happen. And that's why Councilman McKee Rodriguez brought up a point. He did make a statement saying it's going to be impossible for residents to live. That is a very touching point in San Antonio for San Antonians. It's bad enough that a lot of people in San Antonio can't afford to go to a Spurs game right now. They can't afford it. You're paying $30, $40 for park. I haven't been in a long time, but you're paying so much to park. I think a ticket for, let's say, not upper level, but let's say mid bowl tickets are what, $80 a piece, $90 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. So a family of four, that's $320. I don't know, the 30, that's like $350 just for parking and ticket. You get inside, you're going to spend another $100 probably. You're enjoying the game, yada, 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 yada. It's tough for people to afford to take a family to a Spurs game. So again, it goes back to people that think you can just make more money. Not everybody's blessed to have certain jobs where money is great. Some people are not blessed to even have a job because why? They're old enough. They're older. They don't want to work. They're retired. What gives in San Antonio? Project Marvel is coming. Say it goes through. What's the give? Increased property taxes is going to fuck everybody in the town. Maybe not you per se, because maybe you can afford it. But for those that can't afford it, you're screwing them. What do we want? What do you want, San Antonio? What do you want? At the end of the day, is Project Marvel worth it? After listening to McKee Rodriguez, is it worth it? Everybody chimes in and says yes, because you don't want to lose the Spurs. We'll get into the Spurs topic. Where I feel McKee Rodriguez, where he's, and I think Jeff, and I'm getting a lot of the comments. So don't think I'm ignoring your comments, guys. I'm really not ignoring your comments. But Jeff brought up a point. He brought up a question. He says, you agree with him when he said San Francisco Spurs need to stop going to Austin. I don't see, I see a problem with it now. You want to keep as much revenue in town as possible. So I get it. Keep it all here. The upper hand daring the Spurs to leave, you buying it. I buy that he's daring them to leave. But what I don't buy and what I don't like is the way he said at the end of it when he did say, well, I dare the Spurs to find another city that's going to provide them a state-of-the-art arena and who's going to make it easy for them to basically just relocate. They're not going to find a better deal than San Antonio. Bullshit. I call 100% guaranteed, 100% United States grade A bullshit on that statement. Seattle is ready. Seattle is ready for an NBA team. They would take an expansion team. But do you think they would say no? Hell no. Do you really think Seattle would say no to an upstart San Antonio Spurs team that has Wemby, Castle, Harper, Fox? They would take them in a heartbeat. Hell, Las Vegas can go 3 for 3 on taking San Antonio teams. They are ready. So to challenge a team, ownership, especially when investors of the team don't have ties to San Antonio, there's investors in that don't have ties. They have more ties to Austin. But to say no one's going to give them an arena or no one's ready for that, come on, dude. That's how I know you don't really follow anything in the sports world, because there are cities ready. There's one city in particular that is salivating at the opportunity to get an NBA franchise back, and that is Seattle. Seattle will do whatever it takes to get a franchise back. That's what I'm coming at here right now on. Do you think Vegas would say no? Should know. Vegas would be like, hell yeah. Come on over. What do you guys think, man? You know the Spurs would leave. I don't know exactly how much it would cost to relocate a team, but I'll tell you what. No matter the cost, they'll pay it. Seattle will pay it. Trying to see if we can get a special guest on here for a second. It's Rudy Campos Jr. talking to you guys about Project Marvel. Hopefully we get a guest on here in just a second here. We're trying to get some, see what happens here. We got another about 15, 20 minutes to go here on the show. What are you guys still thinking? I mean, you're talking about Makhi Rodriguez here. Out of his entire 10-minute talk, the guy makes points, man. He hits, the nail on the head on a lot of stuff. Do you guys agree with it? I mean, I was taken back by a lot of it. I didn't even think about the increased property taxes. That kind of pissed me off. I'm like, you're right. It would increase property taxes. It's tough, man. What does this mean? No more games in Austin? Okay. Can you agree to that? Okay, maybe. No more games in Mexico or whatever? I mean, you can't really do that because the NBA does that. How about streaming? How about make it available to watch every Spurs game? If you've got YouTube TV and you just watch them all on Ken's 5 or something. And you don't have to go buy that shitty Bally's app or FanDuel app or whatever it is. What makes Spurs fans feel warm and fuzzy inside? That's what we got to get to. All right, let's bring him on here. Who's our special guest? We got him on right now.
His name and he appears.
That would be FCC Locked On Spurs. What is going on, man?
I'm doing all right, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah.
Got a little bit of
Yeah, I'm hearing it too. Hang on, let me see if I can do. But
Fine.
man, this is a hot topic, buddy.
Yeah. Very hot topic, man. Very hot topic. It's something that I'm just like I said.
Is it coming in better?
Yeah, you're good right now.
Yeah.
We got the echo taken care of. I just made a point with Councilman Makhi Rodriguez. I said he makes more valid points than non-valid points. I mean, if you really study it, you really look at it, he brings up a lot of great points and a lot of valid ones too that maybe some San Antonians didn't expect.
No, I joke with you, and I wouldn't be surprised if next week you have season tickets for free.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's got $400 million in his bank account.
Yeah, exactly. But let me ask you something.
Sure.
I thought about this during your discussion here, and I get your thoughts and hear what everybody has to say about this. You think maybe low-key the Spurs want this to fail? And then they can use that ultimate excuse by saying, well, you see, it's on y'all. It's not on us. We tried. We told you we'd give you $1 billion. We're down with it. We're going to help you. But man, y'all don't want to help. So, we'll get back to you about where we'll be playing in the few seasons ahead from this point on. You think maybe they low key want this to happen?
I don't know, man. That's a great point. That's a good question. I mean, you think they would, really do the whole Baltimore thing where they just move the team overnight, Art Modell and stuff? I mean, I don't know, man. It's such a crazy thing to even think about, because if they don't get an arena, do they fund it and stay here?
But that's the thing. Like, what is the total cost of it? Isn't it like $4 to $5 billion?
Okay, so
That's what I want. And then
I think
it's like saying, hey, everybody, we need everybody to pitch in for $1, right? And you know that the Spurs, maybe they have 75 cents on them, and then they go, okay, here's a quarter. Okay, well, that's all you're doing towards, like, they got deeper pockets to pool in.
yeah, but if you've got nothing but billionaires, you've got 3 billionaires. You got what? Holt, you got Dell, you got Ipsia from Airbnb. You got 3 guys. One guy in particular, Michael Dell, can just pay for it himself and just
That's
get
what I'm saying.
all
And
the
then
revenue. Like,
think about it too. All his stuff is in Austin. Everything. And don't you think low key he's probably like, oh well, too bad. We tried.
I just don't think they care. And you're right. I don't think they care whether it passes or fails. Either way, they're going to be okay. Now, they don't move to Austin. They're not going to move to Austin. There's no fucking.
You can't tell me that Austin wouldn't make an arena like in a year or something.
Where would they put it in Austin? I really don't know, because Austin is so jam packed. I mean, I don't know where they would move that arena in Austin. What, Round Rock maybe?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe, maybe. Or Cedar Park in that area.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be in the outskirts of Austin, but you mean to tell me that if the Spurs went up for sale, Seattle wouldn't be calling right away?
No. Yeah, I can see Seattle, Vegas for sure. Those two are the teams that cities that would be like, yeah, come on over, San Antonio. We're good. Come on, relocate all that stuff.
Yeah, and Angel's making a great comment. He says, wouldn't Dell fund it if he was majority owner? I mean, that's the thing. These guys want it funded, and they're going to fund a good amount of it. But if they fund it 100%, Jeff, that's all revenue in their pocket. I mean, to me as a businessman, that's good. But
if they fund it on their own, then I don't see anything wrong with that.
Oh yeah, we don't see anything wrong with it. But here's the question: do they know that if they fund it on their own, it's going to take forever to get their money back? Because since Hemisphere Arena was torn down, have they really seen a profit from the Dome, Spurs games in Dome?
So
have they really turned a profit when it comes to
when they were winning titles? They weren't turning a profit that much.
No, they weren't. They outprice your average Spurs fan. And that's why they want it downtown. They're banking on tourists to come in.
And is it me, or remember in the proposal they said, oh, well, 500 seats are going to be for $25 or less? I feel that's like a drop in the bucket of an entire arena. It's like a little bit of the population that can't afford games to go. So who's going to fill up the rest of the seats?
Again, but even 500 seats, what is that? The first 2 rows up on the nosebleed around the arena? I mean, no one's going to pay that. I mean, yeah, you have guys that pay it just to get in through the door, but I don't know. You're talking about, I mean, think about it. You know people that live downtown. I mean, I'm sure you do.
I live downtown.
You live downtown.
Yeah.
If it goes through, you know the increase in property taxes, even though you may not own a home down there.
Yeah.
You're going to feel it because the property tax of apartment leasing or anything.
My rent will go up, yeah.
It's going to go up. I mean, do they not understand that property taxes are going to screw people out of their homes?
I mean, let's just say like it started construction. Like I would be literally, if where the site is proposed to be, I live within walking distance. I would be like 7 blocks away. That's how close I am to that site.
Then you will feel it. I mean, you'll feel it.
Yeah, I'm going to feel it really bad if I stay here that long.
That's what I'm saying, man. I didn't taking for granted the people that live, and I mentioned, Cherry Street or by the Dome and all that stuff, but all those people that live back there, they're not going to be affected by the building like being put up. They're going to be affected by the property taxes there. That's not very high income area.
Do you think?
Go ahead.
Let's just say it passes, right?
Okay.
Okay. But by the time everything gets situated, by the time they break ground, I mean, by the time I don't think they can. They would have to do it in phases, right? I think the first thing they'll do. Okay, first we're going to do the arena.
Yeah.
Next is going to be the dome. I can't see them doing everything, starting everything in one shot.
No, I can't see that at all. It's going to be in phases. The arena is the most important thing. And then I would think the upgrade on the dome is next. Then you
How
got
pissed do
that
you
whole
think are
stuff.
how pissed do you think the East Siders are right now?
Livid. I would say livid. And I
Yeah.
think they've been pissed off since Project Marvel was on the table. Like I mentioned, what happens to the Frost Bank? You built it for nothing. You can't say, well,
it'll become a concert venue practically. WWE stuff like that, MMA, and
no,
UFC.
no. Everybody's going to want to be in the new arena, Jeff.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Nobody's going to want to be at Frost Bank Center.
Hey, well, you have the Stock Show and Rodeo there. Know that?
So, yeah, I'm saying that's what I was saying. You're going to have it for the stock. That is a massive arena for just stock show and rodeo stuff. I mean, that is a complete waste.
All right. Here's my question for everybody listening, and then you as well.
Yeah.
Ultimately, as of today, 7/28/25, is this a shit show?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
And I thank Councilman McKee Rodriguez for that, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
He opened up a lot of eyes. And as you can tell, because you and I, I posted the video, I tagged you and sent it to you. You posted it. It's been a firestorm in a day, 24 hours. It's been a firestorm. I mean, he brought up points that are massive.
Mm-hmm. Huge. Yeah.
I mean, people never talked about it. And then the Holts, it's almost like double dipping.
Oh yeah, they're gonna make out like bandits.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. So even if Holt was to fund this whole project on his own, he's still going to get paid more at the end.
But see, even if it's like that, I'm okay with that. If you paid for it, then yes, you should get the benefits of it.
Exactly.
I'm okay with that. But it's when I hear, oh, the Spurs are going to contribute $1 billion to a $4 to $5 billion deal. I mean, a project.
Yeah,
that's like throwing in a couple pennies, kicking in. And think about it. And then not all that $1 billion is going to go to the arena and whatnot. I think they're going to split it off into like educational things, which is great. I mean, I'm not discounting that, but it's still not going towards the facilities.
Yeah. Well, McKee Rodriguez did talk about revenue sharing. That some type of revenue sharing needs to be in the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, but they have basically every ticket sale portion of that needs to goes back to the city. And that's where I think it's fair. I think sales of concessions, parking, all this stuff, percentages need to go back to the city. It's got to go back to something in the city. That's the only way it works, Jeff. There's no other way. If the city is going to fund it and not get anything out of it, just increase taxes and increased ticket prices. Oh, and hey, guess what, guys? You have to subscribe to this streaming service to watch Spurs games. So that's another $40 a month. You're basically telling your fans that we don't want you as fans. I mean, I get why people are upset.
Is there a happy middle?
There is.
I can't think of one right now.
There is.
It feels like it's all or nothing. That's what it makes me feel like. It's all or nothing.
I think the reason why you feel that is because of what he said, and he basically dared the Spurs, like, well, leave if you want.
I mean, that's rowdy what he did. I mean, he put them on
he did.
blast.
He made a very bold statement there. And it's crazy that he said that. But like you mentioned, probably come next week, he's going to be singing a different tune. Yeah. He's going to have season tickets for life on the floor. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
I think it goes through. But the happy median is San Antonio. Dude, San Antonio doesn't want anything more, man. They're tired of getting screwed. The East Side tired of getting screwed because of all the promises they made. They're tired of funding for the Alamo Dome because, hey, we're gonna get this, and this is supposed to
Well,
come. And
remember, Rudy,
yeah,
that was supposed to be a multi-purpose arena for basketball and football. Remember?
and the Spurs hated it
Well,
because they could only use half of the dome. That's
yep.
it. So it didn't. What was the words, Jeff? It doesn't feel like a home when you have an
Yeah.
echo.
Oh my God, over an echo. You know, I always go back to the Hemisphere Arena. I always felt like, sure, demolish it, fine, but rebuild into something. You had the space was there. It was there.
Yeah,
Just
there's
rebuild one. Just make a new one.
well, the convention center does due diligence. We've had some great conventions, and we were able to get a lot of cons and everything in there. So it does do its wonders. But you're right, a new arena there would have been absolutely perfect. But it's just an eyesore right now. It's basically like do or die now. You don't think there's a happy medium? I think there kind of is, and I think it has to do with it needs to be more of a 60-40 split, maybe 50-50 split. Because if it's a $4 billion deal and they're going to pony up 1.6, then if math serves me right, there's 2.4 out there. That's more than half.
Well, for what it's worth, I did speak to somebody behind the scenes about this whole project and everything that's in the know and that's part of the big picture here. And the individual told me that, yeah, it's like the weight of it, like they feel it like behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And then two, the individual told me that there will probably be parts of this big project that will ultimately be like off the chopping block just to save some costs. So, for example, that land bridge, I was told that will probably be the first to get on the chopping block if they come to some sort of agreement. Like, okay, let's try to minimize costs, and that will be one of them. Because isn't there one already right now? Isn't there a land bridge already?
Yeah.
I think there is a bridge.
Yeah, because you can walk from one side of the dome like over to the other side off of 281. You can.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they wouldn't need another one. There's no doubt about that. I mean, get that out of the way. But again, if it's just about the arena, cool. It's just about the arena. At this point,
no, but I thought the whole argument here is for an entertainment sports complex.
Well, why should the city fund anything to do with entertainment? I mean, upgrade the courthouse, the old courthouse, or wherever it was that they want to do. You can upgrade that, but here's the thing: you can get private investors to come in and say, "Hey, we're building a brand new arena. Do you want to invest in building a amphitheater type thing? Right next door." I think a lot of investors would do it on their own. They don't need the city to put any pony up that kind of money. I mean, there's different ways around stuff. I just don't like. This is my thing. I don't like the Project Marvel overall idea. Yeah. I think the Spurs want an arena, concentrate on the arena. It's not going to be 1.6 billion for the arena. If it is, well, great. But I think just concentrate on the arena. Screw the Alamo Dome. I don't care. You can't polish a turd. At the end of the day, it's still going to be a turd. Yeah. And that's kind of what the dome is. Just concentrate on the arena. We don't need everything else. We need a car from go to A to B. We don't need that car to have, what is it? The spinning rims, like the Spreewell rims.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
That's why I feel this thing will be. That's why I feel this thing will be done in phases. Like phase one, arena. Okay, finish that up. Okay, next couple years from now, it's going to be renovations of the dome. Okay, like little baby steps like that.
I think so, and ultimately, for everybody out there, I really think it's just going to be an arena. That's it. Everything's going to be off the table. San Antonio will cave, say, look, we will help with the arena only. Everything else, go find people to do it. Go find investors to do it. I think that's what it's going to come down to.
And what they're trying to do, because I lived there for a long, long time, they're trying to replicate what Brooklyn has. Because Brooklyn, New York, for the Nets games, they have a sports entertainment district, and it's beautiful. It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, you can just exit that arena, and it's just like showtime, party time. But then again, that's New York City. The city never sleeps. There's no, okay, we're done at 2:00. Because think about it. By the time you finish a game, by the time it's over, it's already pushing 10:30, 11. So what? Businesses are going to have just a couple hours just to do some damage, and that's it. unlike New York, they don't have closing times. I remember a lot of time leaving a Barclays game after covering the Spurs game there, and then all right, hanging out with friends until the wee hours of the morning, and they're just generating revenue. All those businesses constantly beyond 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, they're still open as if it's early evening. So there's that to think about if you're going to open a business down there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. I think Brooklyn, you've got, you've got a whole lot of investors. New York's right there, so I mean, you've got a whole major amount of investors there and all that kind of stuff. San Antonio's got great investors, but,
but not New York level, no way.
Yeah, not New York level, and plus,
no, not even close.
Probably not New York money either when it comes to
nope.
Average income, family wise. So
here's the thing. Let's just say it passes.
Uh-huh.
Are you taking your family to a game? Your family?
I'm not gonna lie, probably not. Because
Dang,
I don't even go. I don't even go to games right now. Even when we were living in San Antonio, we never went to games. It's just too expensive. Can you imagine the ticket prices that are going to be for this arena? I mean, you're talking $80 a ticket for below the nosebleed, like that mid-tier bowl. $80 to $90 a ticket for a family of 3. That's $240, and then parking's $30-$40 bucks. I mean, that's going to be $130 a ticket in this new arena. Parking downtown, it's bad enough parking at the Frost.
We didn't even touch on that, Rudy. Just parking.
Where's
parking? Look at you when I invite you to the cons. You're like, okay, I'm trying to find parking right now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just
hoping to get in the
Comic Con. Yeah,
that's the other thing. What do you do about parking? I mean that. There's so many questions.
Think about this too. There's another question for you. What's going to happen for the what is it? The CPS building down there, right next to across the street from the convention center? That's going to have to be relocated.
Jeez, yeah, I forgot. About that.
And aren't we going to? Isn't the city supposed to break ground on a Missions baseball stadium downtown? What happened with that?
Well, that was the word. Yeah. And I don't think that's even going to go through because it goes back to funding, man. Like, I mean, the Missions are going to probably be pissed off too because they want to be downtown. Mm-hmm. They want to be because their poor guys are off 90, off of 90 by Lackland. I mean, they don't get a whole lot. If you think about it, the Missions would benefit more being closer to downtown. Mm-hmm. Tourists do not want to drive across town to go see a baseball game, and even at that, a minor league team. Yeah. To where if they're downtown in that area, hell, if they're even up in by Retama area, they would draw more people.
I always thought that would be a great spot for a new Spurs arena.
That would be the best spot.
Yeah,
is for the Spurs.
A really good spot, right there.
I mean,
perfect.
Retama's great. I love Retama, but I mean, you don't think they could buy Retama from them, the owners?
Yeah, I mean, I don't go to Retama. Maybe one time I went, and that's it.
Yeah, Jacob was saying the baseball stadium is supposed to be by the old Fox Tech, which I think, was supposed to be right there. But I mean, it makes sense. Buy all that land. Shit, who cares? Over there by Retama. That would be perfect. But the problem too is that they've got construction that's never going to end on 35. So I don't know, man. At the end of the day,
it just feels like a shit show, Rudy. It really does.
It is, and what's funny is Project Marvel wasn't talked about. Now, local media guys have talked about it, and they're pushing for it. I get it. They're pushing hard for it. But we have yet to hear from City Council until now. We see City Council, and by hearing McKee Rodriguez, Jeff, you heard applause in the background on a lot of his points. Mm-hmm. That tells me that a lot of people in San Antonio that do attend the meetings are not on board with this. Mm. How do you convince the average person?
Well, you don't have to convince the council people, the Spurs, and they have to convince the voters.
And that's exactly what it is. They don't have to convince council; they've got to convince the voters.
Yeah, I mean, I live downtown, and I walk around downtown and everything, and I see it already. The no Project Marvel signs popping up already. All scattered in downtown already.
So if you're seeing it, then is it dead?
I don't know if it's dead. I think it passes, but by the skin of its teeth. like I'm making up a number here. I'll be like, okay, final count, 5-4, like barely makes it. I think it's like that level.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the Spurs are like, who cares as long as it passes.
So let me before we go, I know we got to go. Before we go here, would this be the last arena ever built?
I'm gonna say no.
That's the problem I have. Yeah. If you're gonna do this, this needs to be, what is the Frost Bank, like 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
I think 30 years in one place.
Yeah.
This needs to be it. It just needs to be upgradable. I think San Antonio needs to put their foot down and say, look, state of the art. In 30 years, if you need a new arena, upgrade what you have.
Yeah.
You should be able to upgrade it.
Yeah.
There should be no more, we need to build there's nowhere else to build it outside unless you're moving outside of San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere else. That's the problem I have.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, this is it. This is your forever home. Can't do nothing more about it.
No, I think they'll want another one.
And you're killing San Antonio guys, man. They're killing the fans and the people of San Antonio, because I don't know what it's going to take, Jeff. I really don't. When this originated, I was on board. I was like, oh, hell yeah. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. But after hearing the councilman and after doing a little more research, I'm like, whoa, now I know why there's a lot of pushback from residents in San Antonio. Yeah. Even though I don't live there right now, I understand the pushback of it.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
All right. Well, I got to go, Rudy. I got some guests coming over in a few seconds here.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you joining us here. Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs.
All right, man. Later.
Right. After UTSA came out with that poll, I took around work and people were like 50-50 exactly. End of the day, you've heard, you can go to Sweep the League. All you do is go to @SweepTheLeague on X. You can check out the video there. We're reposting it. A lot of people have reposted it. A lot of people have shared it. Check out Councilman McKee Rodriguez. He makes valid points. He makes great points. Is San Antonio willing to build another arena for San Antonio through Project Marvel? Just talking to Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs a second ago. He said it's going to be done in phases, and you're probably going to see a lot of stuff taken off. You may not see the Sky Bridge or the Sky Walkway or whatever. You may not see the upgrades to the dome. You may just see the arena and maybe a little bit of a district in between there. The word is compromise. How far are San Antonio residents willing to compromise with Spurs ownership? Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. What is it going to cost? Again, I have no fight in this. My opinion doesn't mean anything. My words should not echo to you. I'm just providing you what was being said. And I'm providing you my concerns. At the end of the day, I think it gets done. I think the Spurs get a new arena downtown. They don't go anywhere. Earlier, a lot of you guys asked, what is the economic downfall for the Spurs leaving? It's a big downfall, but I don't know if San Antonio makes a ton off of it. That I don't pretend to know anything about that. I know, it hurts because it's the only professional sports team that we've had here outside of WNBA and, minor league stuff. But it hurts. It would hurt for the Spurs to leave. But then I look at something else here. All of our great players still live here. George Gervin, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu. Any word of this team leaving San Antonio, maybe we see new ownership. David Robinson made a comment one time that he would not play for any city but San Antonio. Who knows? If it becomes the kind of show that we're expecting and the kind of controversy that it may cause, could there be new ownership maybe? in the form of past players. A lot more needs to be said. A lot more needs to be done. San Antonio, you vote how you want. If you want Project Marvel, you vote for Project Marvel. If you don't, you have your reasons. Again, we are all adults. No one will ever tell you how to live your life, how to vote, anything. You're an adult. Make your decision based off of how you feel. If you feel Project Marvel is the way to go, the Spurs get a new arena, you don't mind the increase in taxes, that's more than likely going to happen, especially for the people around that area, for the property taxes. It's okay. Vote how you want. If you feel like it's not worth it, then don't do it. PTS TV. Remember, tomorrow, join PTS TV. Sit himself. I'll be there. It's going to be another great smorgasbord of chaos tomorrow, 7:30. Even the mayor said to be against all this. It said to be against all this. Jeff's making another point here. So it comes back to this. If you want everything, you vote for it. If you don't vote for it. Vote no. This is all up to you guys. When it comes to a vote, it's all up to you. Stand by your reasons. Stand your ground. If you believe in something, then vote the way you believe in. No outside noise. I told you at the beginning, I used to live in San Antonio. I don't live in San Antonio no more. I just live outside just the city limits. So I don't have a vote. My words are here just to relay the message, is it? I don't care where you live. If you don't live in the city, you can put your 2 cents in. Awesome. Shouldn't sway anybody if you live in San Antonio. Ultimately, it's your money. It's your dollars. That's going to pay for everything. Nobody else's. I'll be on Plead the Sith tomorrow at 7:30 with Elias himself. After that, Sweep the League does come live again. Coach Gio should be joining me tomorrow. We'll probably talk more about this, as well as NFL training camp going on. Cowboys had a scare today with, I believe, was it Tyron Smith? They thought he tore his ACL, but no, he's actually fine. Same thing with Justin Fields when it comes to the Jets. Thought it was a major injury. He just kind of hurt his toe. He's fine to go. What are we seeing as far as training camp goes? We'll talk a little NFL tomorrow with Coach Gio. But for Coach Gio, for Derek Irvin, for everybody a part of Sweep the League Network, that includes Played the Sith, the Dark Lord himself, Sith Elias, Jacob Eric, and I've been corrected, Tyler Guyton. Sorry, I just saw the news earlier. Tyler Guyton is the one that they feared, but he's okay. For Jacob Eric and Anthony, for Grading the Market, that comes here every single weekend. You guys go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Appreciate the love and support. Love you guys. Be sure to go to MCS Contracting. Contact them for all your needs as well. Best in the business. So for everybody a part of everybody part of Sweep the League Network. We'll see you later, knuckleheads. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting. Building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.